Good morning. I gotta wait for more people. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday. We probably need to adjust this light. It's kind of warm. We need it a little brighter. Much better. Behind me is everything that I've been using all week. I've been coming up here every week showing you guys how to start your clothing brand. But we gotta wait for some more people though, because I be going quick. We be too quick. Super duper fly. Super duper high. Tell me if you like. Baby. Things you say to me. Can we get? Got so many things on my mind. Never seen a guy so like it when he. Can we get tonight? Probably need a couple of these books today. Ooh, honey, so high. I love the way you. I love the things you say to me. Can we get tonight? Like it when you're talking. Can you get tonight? Hey, hey. Spend the night with me. Something. Spend the night. Don't care what we do. Just as long as I'm looking at my rollie, it's about that time.
I got the skill of an actor, windshield factor, -5, coolest man alive. Oh, that's just tough daddy. You on my mind like I keep me on my shine, and I feel fine. Sex real diamond, while I'm in your debt, number one. Who I make it hot till you're jealous, what PD got? It's PD rock, see me not. So many bricks I built a tenant. You freaky game, baby girl, if you're interested.
The one for me, someone I can be, someone to satisfy me. I need love, someone who's faithful and true. Oh baby, can it be you? Oh. I gotta wait for more people to get in here. Come on in, guys. Let's learn something today. I just pulled out one of my old sketchbooks. I don't even sketch like this no more. Isn't that crazy? I do everything digital now. Everything is digital. That goes to show how much I've grown. I have to plug in my iPad and then I can show y'all my digital drawings. But if you don't have an iPad, then a good old pen and a piece of paper, you know, drawing up your sketches is gonna work just fine. All right. So remember, how you start is not going to be how you grow, right? So look at that. That's like one of my first. I didn't even look at that. So you definitely want to learn something about drawing, but because it's 2025, you don't have to do everything by hand now. So I am a digital girly. I think I do this out of boredom, but I miss this. I could probably do some drawing in here today. Honestly, all these things need to come out. Like, they need to come out the book. But yeah. It's almost like, I gotta start posting my live videos, like when they're done. I gotta start posting them on TikTok, YouTube. So whatever happens today, when I'm done with my video, I'm gonna post it to YouTube. So people who miss what I say can go back and watch it, and then that will also help a lot. So I don't have to feel like I gotta keep repeating myself. So it's like, okay, if you miss me talking about how to source suppliers, then I'm gonna put that little snippet up on YouTube, and then you'll be able to go back and watch that later. Same thing with any part of the business. So I'm gonna go and cut up some of the videos. I'm gonna do that. So yeah, because like I don't know who's gonna be coming on and when they come on, and so I don't want to always get thrown off by, oh, did you hear that, did you catch that? If you missed it, you missed it. That's the purpose of having notifications on, so when I come on and start dropping this free game, y'all don't miss it. And then I don't feel like, oh my God, only 2 or 3 people gonna get the information. So now, whatever I talk about right now, I'm going to time it. I'm gonna start, hello, haven't seen you in a minute. I know I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes so I could come back to teaching again. And then that's my goal, is to just like do more of this. So I'm happy that you came on today and found me, because yes, I haven't been on in a minute. So I've been coming on like every day this past week, trying to one, get back my old crew. Like, I miss you guys. Yes, I'm glad that you're here. And then finding my new crew of people who want to start their own clothing brand. Maybe they already have their clothing brand, they just stuck, you know, they don't know how to make consistent sales or whatever the case may be. So I just wanted to go back to being up here doing that, where you guys know, like, okay, y'all not alone. Like, I'm still here, still making money, right? Still dropping stuff. And now it's time for me to like share my resources as always. So let's go ahead and get into it. What I want to talk about today, being that today is Sunday, if we're going to start tapping into like the CEO mindsets and things of that nature, then we want to have structure. And what does Sunday look like for a business owner and an entrepreneur, right? It's not just like waking up on Monday trying to execute stuff. So Sundays definitely is a great day for you to spend time to look at like your business metrics, your finances, where you are with the money, what bills are due, you know, what do you have going on and what do you need to be planning. I definitely suggest making Sundays just a little like CEO mental day, where you're just checking up. Like, it would be the same way if you had hired someone to work for you. You still would want to have an idea of what's going on day to day in your business. So I suggest, as a solopreneur, to make Sundays a day for you to basically reset and refocus, and like making sure that you are on your, like, on schedule to reach your goals. especially if you're trying to drop. You want to make sure that on Sundays, like, you check to make sure you are tracking correctly for your drop and things of that nature. So especially during your drop system, every Sunday I would use that time to just recap to see if we did the stuff that we were supposed to do the previous week, and make sure that we're on track to do stuff for the up and coming week. I know, like, I feel like those things should just become natural to you after a while, but it is something that you're gonna have to, like, implement so it could become natural. It could become a habit. So I'm in my office. Today is Sunday. This is a day to look at how content performed. So you're not just posting just anything. You look at how your content did. You see which hooks, which captions, which trends and stuff like actually got something. You look at that. You look at how many email subscribers you may have received. You know, you want to look at just all of the things that your business did to, like, move you forward. And then if you look back and you're like, damn, I don't have nothing, then that means that you need to start planning your weeks better. And so this is what Sundays is for. If you're new to this and this is your first time, then today you would just spend the day brainstorming, deciding what you want for your business and the things that you need to do to get it off the ground. So if you need to get it registered, if you need to create a website, if you need to find suppliers, then those are the things that you want to make sure that you're doing today, right? That's not stuff that you keep putting off, saying, oh, I'm going to do it. No, every Sunday you want to set out time to focus on these admin tasks, these CEO tasks, these owner tasks, because you have to remember that you have departments in your business, right? So you got your clothing brand, you're doing marketing on Mondays, you know, you're doing product development on Thursdays. So you want to make sure that Sunday is like your recap day. Now, granted, you could choose Friday to be that day, but I really feel like we need to value Sundays more. It is a rest day. It is a reset day. So you need to use that day to really just evaluate, damn, did I have a shitty week? You know, what could I do different next week to make sure I don't have that type of week? Or did I have a great week? You know, sometimes we keep going on doing the same thing over and over and we never stop to assess it. So that's what you're going to do on Sundays. You're going to use Sundays to take evaluation of your business. Thank you so much for the gifts. You're going to use Sunday to do that. Like, Sunday is just going to be like it's your health check. Okay, you're going to check your mental health. Okay, because you can't run a business on E. So if your mental health is shot, then you're going to need to schedule in some rest for Sunday. You need to make sure you're doing self-care on Sunday. 9 times out of 10, you're running a business that requires you to interact with your customers, right? So get that chip nail polish off, right? Do whatever grooming you need to show up for the following week, because then if you don't prepare yourself on Sunday, you're going to find yourself making excuses throughout the week, saying, I can't do this because I didn't do that. I can't do this because this is not ready. And if you had did an assessment on Sunday, you would be able to see like what you need to do and what you need to prepare and plan so you can execute stuff throughout the week. It's nothing like running to do something, but you didn't prepare for it. And this is very important when you start running your own business, because we get so tapped into running a business that we still got life. We still have families. Some of us may have jobs outside of running a business, and we need to find balance. And trust me, there's going to be people who's going to tell you that's not possible. Yes, you have to find balance in running your clothing brand or your business and your life. And as I told my husband earlier, when you have a family, your family is also operating under a business, right? So you need to reassess everything, because there's no way you're going to be operating a successful business and then your family structure and life is upside down. And there's no way that you can have a successful family structure and then your business is failing. You have to find balance. And I've learned that is going to be the key to being successful, like, or not even being successful, staying successful, right? Because I tell you guys all the time, I made six figures so easy, but I did not have the systems or the strategies or the routines. Thank you so much. I didn't have those. So I didn't understand that having your family, the dynamic of running a family, like, how about this? I ran to run a clothing business, not realizing that my family was the first true business that we're running. And nobody likes to think about families in that aspect. And it's not to be negative. That is positive. That is you understanding that your family needs money, needs structure, needs stability. Okay? Y'all need financial literacy in order to survive. And in order for you to pour into a business, your family business has to be running accordingly. And that's how you can test your like growth, right? If your family is still chaotic and you're still lacking routines and stability, and the thought of laundry and cleaning up and doing dishes is overwhelming and too much for you, then that means you're not operating your family structure in a successful business, right? One that's thriving, one that's healthy, one that's happy, right? There are companies who have work-life balance, and so you have to do that same thing within your actual home, because there's no way you're going to try to run a business and your family life is chaotic. It's not going to happen. It's going to show up in your business. I promise you. The way you communicate with your customers, the way that you approach situations, if you don't tighten up with how you do things within your four walls, right, where nobody can see, trust me, those flaws will show up in your business. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm like, I'm all unorganized. I don't want to put nothing back, right? I don't want to put a jacket back. I don't want to put shoes back. So then now I come into my office, I start touching stuff. I got shit everywhere. I mean, it's stuff every fucking where. And then now I'm overwhelmed because I got to clean this shit up. But I can't clean this shit up because I got that shit, right? So it's just like, hello, when are we going to realize that we are like, you know, working against ourselves? And if you don't have structure, if you don't have routine, you won't know what you're working towards, right? Sometimes we just get so caught up in just trying to survive that we forget that there's more to life than surviving. Okay, we gotta live, and when you're living, you have structure, you have organization, you have routine. And how do you put that into your life? Sunday, okay? I don't give a damn about no other day of the week. Sunday is your day to get back on track. All of the shit that you missed throughout the week, the conversations you forgot to have, the phone calls you forgot to make, all those things is going to take place on Sunday. And I feel so much like, I like the amount of structure and organized, and I just feel so empowered, because it's like, oh shit, you know exactly what you got to do. I always feel like, oh my God, I could take on the world because I just figured out, you know, what we needed to do for the family. Like, you did the assessment, you did the hard shit, right? You sat down and had these hard conversations with your husband, you know, your significant other. You told your kids what they needed to do. You get everybody involved. And the more I talk about this with you, the easier it is for me to even do this in my everyday life. Because I didn't come from that. When you don't come from a house where people are communicating and like everybody has a plan, like I came from where everybody just hustling and coming and going, right? So now that I have a family and I understand what the family dynamic looks like, I understand that Sundays are critical for success, right? If you're not tapping in to, you know, your family dynamic to see what's working, what's not working, there's literally no way that you're going to have a successful business. And if you don't have a family, then it's you. You are your family. If you're just one person, then that's still family. And you know what I said to my husband earlier? I said to him, we have to make sure that we're not doing the same things our parents did or didn't do to us, right? So every time that we don't follow up with that yearly checkup, we're neglecting ourselves. That's what our parents, we had to go through some of that. Like, and I don't want to get too deep, but the whole point I'm trying to say is sometimes the things that we run away from as adults, saying that, hey, when I become an adult, I'm going to do this differently. Sometimes we fall right back into the same situation because we haven't grasped the true concept of life. And it's a business, and in order for the business to be successful, it has to have foundations, it has to have routines, it has to have stability. Okay, these are things necessary for a successful business. And then when you go back and you look at successful relationships, successful marriages, then it's communication, it is structure, it is routine, it is stability. So man, like, imagine you spending all of your adult life fighting the very thing that you need in order to survive, but nobody really talks about that. They're always talking about surviving. They're always talking about the struggle. No one talks about stability. No one talks about those things that are truly going to, like, get you to survive, right? That's how people are surviving happily, right? Like, where they're just like carefree, they're coming and going, is because they have realized that Sundays are necessary for a reset. Okay, it may not be Sunday, but they choose a day where they sit down and they do the hard work. They have the hard conversations. They talk about things and address things that they know need to be changed in order for them to have a better life. I used to be afraid to have some of these conversations, and then once I would have the conversations, I would be afraid to take the next steps to ensure that I am on the right track to be successful in these things, because structure seems scary sometimes, because it's so easy to be complacent. It's so easy to be comfortable in doing what you feel is right for you in the moment, but not for the long run. And I think if we stop focusing on instant gratification and start worrying about, the growth and like planting a seed today and seeing the full tree down the line, versus not planting a seed because you don't want to have to wait for it to grow for the full thing. So I think that's what happens. We get so caught up on if we plant this seed, we don't have the patience, the strength, the whatever to see it through. And now that I'm running this business for 5 years, I couldn't imagine me giving up. I guess even talking to you guys right now in real time, it takes those Sunday resets to realize and see your growth, so you can give yourself grace, so you can understand that you're still watering something that in order for it to grow, it needs to be watered. And so this is how I show up to this daily. Of course, I would love for like my ebook to just sell out right now and a bunch of people start buying the ebook. That would be cool, right? That's just not how it goes, though. Everything takes time. We have to build up to it. We have to stop looking for instant gratification, because that's the killer of dreams. That's the true killer of our goals and dreams, is wanting instant gratification. We want to see the results now instead of waiting. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, is one, giving myself grace for how far I've come without those tools and resources, and now understanding that we have those tools and resources, and when you know better, you got to do better. Grasping the concept that if your family business is not running properly, then your dream business is not, because your family, you are your very first business, right? And you're the CEO of your body, your mind, your finances. And if you're not taking care of those things accordingly, then it's going to show up in your business. Whether it's Sunday, I just suggest you guys just take a day and take time to just reflect on where you are, where you want to grow, and what you need to leave behind immediately. Like what's non-negotiable, what's stopping you from reaching that growth, and then how are you going to cut it off. I know it's easier said than done. Some of us are living with 1 foot here and 1 foot here. And yes, you got to reset. And the resetting sometimes means, you know, cutting off people and starting over and just letting go of what got you here in order for you to grow. And I think that was the biggest reality for me running my business and making my first 6 figures. Was I thought because I did it so easily and effortlessly without systems and strategies, I thought that was going to be the way that I was going to continue to grow. And then I realized that I needed to create a better drop system, right? And then I realized in creating a better drop system, I needed to make sure that my systems in my personal life and in my business all moved me towards progression versus where I'm not constantly. I just told my husband, like, well, we said something 30 days ago, but 30 days later, we kind of didn't do what we said we was going to do. As much as I want to pick us apart for the fact we didn't do what we said we were going to do, I'm thankful that we are able to realize, like, hey, we said something. It's not just me noticing it. It's not just him noticing it. It's us as a team realize, like, hey, we said we was going to do something. We didn't do it. And then now in this 30 days, we're going to be checking in every Sunday to make sure we hit our goals. And I just think, like, if this is the information that I had when we first got together, when we first got married, when we first got kids, when we got our first house, when we got our first, you know, car, when we started our first business, if I knew these things, yes, we could be 10 times further. But I know better. I know that God uses people to give a testimony and to share things. And if I didn't go through a lot of these things, I wouldn't have, like, experienced life. Some of them were heartaches, but you do heal in time. But I don't think I would have understand life the way that I do today to understand the importance of a reset. So that's like my little thing on Sundays and resets. If you happen to see this later on, I do come up here to talk about starting a clothing brand. And I'm just going to do better at putting these videos on YouTube so you guys can watch them and try to, you know, take as much notes from them as you can. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about anything else now since I was all about Sunday. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just get off. I said I was going to be up here for an hour. This is like 30 minutes. I feel like this hat is crooked. Why does this hat seem crooked, Eustace? I feel like I look crazy. So yeah, my butt is hurting. I don't know, you said you was coming in the office, but I don't know what you want to do in the office. Because I've already pretty much straightened up stuff. Like, we gotta keep a sample. I need to keep a rack with nothing but samples on it, so everything is not in the way. Then all of this stuff need to get bagged up. This is $150 a set. And how many sets we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have we got 6 sets? Is one of these mine? Hold up. See, no, we do need to update inventory because when the site opens back up, Alright, that's medium. That's small. And that's not mine. Okay, so we got 3 sets over here. So we got, oh, the pants for these is right here. So yeah, it's 3, 5, 7 sets. That's money. Yeah, we need a sample rack, so that's $1,000. So we need to get those. Definitely need to get those bagged up. That's $1,000, and they're gonna sell. I know they're gonna sell when back to school. This is gonna be nice for them to have for back to school, so I'm sure of that. Even this, I feel like this is gonna be able to do better for back to school. So now it is me kind of making sure I'm getting content together for back to school, remembering that we don't have to do much to sell that. Like, we got inventory, and it's them understanding like, hey, we got stuff for you back to school. So even that's $1,000 right here. These sets at 65, I think it's 20 sets. Let me go ahead and do this right now. I think it's 20 sets. Alright, so first of all, what did I just say? The varsity sets. So we have 1,050. And we have about 20. I'm gonna just check. I'll just stay live while I'm doing this. Oh, where's my music? You're right. So let me check this. I want to see how many sweetheart sets or flare fold over pants, fold over sets. Oh, I forgot I took this shit off the website. I gotta put it back. I don't have none of these sets up here. Yikes. Whoa. Alright, let me see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm gonna say 22 sets. I gotta put all that stuff back up there. That's crazy. So 22 times 65. Well, no, they really $80. So 80. Are they 80? I don't remember. I gotta look. But that's $1,700. That's $1,760. Yeah. That's $1,760. I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pairs of cargos. That's at 75 times 8. So I could definitely have a good back to school drop. Probably give them a little, discount or something. So that's what I'm thinking. So cargos. That's gonna be $600. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pair of what's that? Stack joggers. Right now they're at $87.50. We're gonna leave them like that because they can get 15% off. And I'm gonna put some type of thing like buy more than 2 pair of pants. Like get. I'm gonna do something like that. Like buy more than 2 pair, get a pair free because it's back to school. Yeah, something like that. Cause you want the customer to feel like especially the ones who's about to spend a lot of money. We know some of them be spending about $300 on one order. So it's back to school. Mom is shopping for them. So we don't want it to be a big, So anyway, 8750 times 8. 8750 times 8. That's $700. Like, stop playing. So even right now, just with that little bit of stuff, that's not even a lot of stuff. That's why it doesn't even make no sense. Like, me dropping stuff now is just because I still got to keep, like, new stuff in. So, plus 600, plus 1750. This is why it says Sundays is important. Plus 1050. So, we already know. That's $4,100. Okay, so if I had to apply the drop system to this, oh, that do got to get open. We never got to check it. Remember, that was he sent the replacement. Remember, he sent the replacement. Remember, that was the no good one. So we're looking at 45 to 5,000, just like I said. So now that's going to be the drop system. So now I need to go ahead and spend the next. Back to school is about to happen. So we're going to do this one. Remember, they was too tight for her.
So you got to send them to her?
Huh?
Or they came back from her.
So that's $45 for the drop. And this drop should come back in the next 4 weeks. 4 weeks from now is what I just said, August 25th. What's this, 27th? August 27th. So now let's do it. So now we got $5,000 worth of merch that we about to push. No, so what I'm going to do now is just like how I would have taught them with the drop system. So now this week, I'm using all of videos that I got with Ava. From the cargos to the set to this current set, right? 2, I do probably need to go ahead and book a plus size model to just come in and put it on, right? Because I have to have one here. But if we're going to follow the drop system this week right now, I should just be prepping the website and getting ready for whatever I'm about to talk about for back to school. So that's what I'm going to be focused on. Because this is exactly what we're doing. We're using my drop system. That's all it is. So, this clever. So anyway, let's turn it like this. So we got a 4-week drop. And our goal is, the high end is 5K. And the low end, I really got to think about the discounts and the first time people too. They get about 15% off. So the low end is really not, I want to say it could be almost $3,500. Well, when I count that $500, that's an extra $800 that I'm saying is gonna come from. Maybe they're gonna buy the jeans, and maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't do it like that, because then that's how numbers get skewed. So it's just $4,100, and with discounts, the lowest it could go is $35. All right, so, and that's minus discount. So that would have been the correct way to look at it right there, is like not trying to focus on adding that extra. So we're going for, like I said, we're going for 35K then. And so the top item should be, so the most that we have is the fold over pants, the fold over set. Then we have the varsity joggers. Then next is the cargos. And then next is the stack joggers. And I'm tempted to dye the rest of those white jeans to just get them out. Like a blue, like how they want blue. They would prefer blue jeans over white. But now, so them jeans is $87.50. Yeah, I'm about to charge because we dyed them. Yeah, I mean the jeans go for $80, but now they $87.50 because I had to dye them. So maybe I should dye them like a nice blue. Yeah, well, either one, and go from there, right? So that's what we got. The stack jogger.
3 size, 3 lengths.
Huh?
You're going that 3, like 35, 37, 39.
And I'm gonna just put that there. That'll just be a special thing because the cargos don't have to come out until September. So I don't want to feel like I'm rushing to do something. Cargo pants is not coming out until September. But now this 4-week drop is reintroducing the back to school stuff to people who don't know about We Exist, because that is a time to capitalize off of for the brand in the first place. It's back to school. When are they gonna be stressing about school shopping more than anything? Is back to school. So week 1, which is next week. So starting tomorrow, it's all back to school. So it's all about me telling them what's coming. What's coming, and we need to show the benefits. So all my reels, all my videos, everything I do has to be geared towards back to school and getting, like, I'm going to start talking to moms. Moms, are you shopping for back to school? Like, stuff like that. Week 2, we need to show as many bodies, show bodies in the product. And it's the same drop system that I use that I'm telling y'all about. So it's me following the same system. Like, no, nothing else. Because week 4, that's August 20, I want to say August 22nd, is when we're going to open the site back up so people could shop. And then that's when I have a goal to make $3,500, right? Because we just want to get rid of old stock. So week 4 is August 22nd. That's the drop, which is Friday. So we need to do BTS. I'm going to start sending out emails in week 2. I'm going to send out an email this week. So we're going to send an email this week, send an email second week. Each week you're really supposed to be sending an email, so it's really not nothing to think about. But each week the email should be different, right? So you're not going to keep sending the same thing every week. You're going to be building up to the fact that back to school is coming. So now I need to create copy that's geared towards back to school. So that's what we'll be doing now. So make back to school copy. So that means I'm going to use all my old stuff. I'm going to use pictures of Ava. I'm going to put it next to, like, her in a locker room, standing next to a locker. Like, just everything's going to just be back to school. So I'm going to have some fun with that. And we're just going to use Canva and Adobe. Alright, so I'm kind of happy. So that's the goal. We're going for $3,500. And we want to make that, so the drop is going to happen August 22nd. So the goal is really that whole weekend. And of course, we leave the stuff up. Everybody's not going to be able to shop the same day. So we even make that, like, for that whole drop, that whole time, like from August 22nd until, like, you know, the second week of September, to rake in $3,500 is still fun. So let's just go ahead and focus on that. I'm thankful for whoever showed up. I did my time on TikTok, and that's that. Now I